The regular meeting of the Desert Community College District Board of Trustees is now called to order at 9:30. Roll call. President Kinnamon.
Yes. Is my mic on? Student Trustee Garcia. Present. Trustee Perez. Here. Trustee Wilson. Here. Trustee Sanchez-Fulton.
She's on her way, I understand.
Trustee Jandt.
Present.
Trustee Stefan.
Present. At this time, we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance, and if I could have our new student trustee please lead us in that, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Pursuant to Government Code Section 54954.2b2, the board may take action on items of business not appearing on the posted agenda upon a determination by a 2/3 vote of the board, or if less than 2/3 of the members are present, a unanimous vote of those present, that there is a need to take immediate action and that the need for action came to the attention of the local agency subsequent to the agenda being posted as specified. Are there any additions, corrections, or deletions to the agenda for July 18th, 2019?
Yes. Study session item 22.02 will be brought to the August board meeting.
Okay. Seeing nothing else, the agenda stands confirmed as amended. Minutes, approval of minutes. Are there any additions, corrections, or deletions to the regular meeting minutes of June 12th, 2019? If there are no corrections, the minutes stand approved. Comments from the public. Persons who wish to speak to the board on any item not already on the agenda may do so at this time. There is a time limit of 3 minutes per person and 15 minutes per topic, unless further time is granted by the board. Your comments will be timed and you will be asked to stop speaking when the timer sounds. This time limit will be doubled for members of the public utilizing a translator to ensure the non-English speaker receives the same opportunity to directly address the board, unless simultaneous translation equipment is used. Please understand the board welcomes your comments but are not able to respond. Are there any requests? And there are several. Okay, the first one, Gilberto Melendez, aka Wally. Good morning, Wally.
Good morning, everybody, trustees, college employees, and we, the people. Again, my favorite subject and my only subject that I've been speaking about on my very appreciated 3 minutes at the Rancho Mirage City Council, at the Palm Desert City Council here. And I intend to go to the CBAC next meeting, which is September the 30th. And that is COD University. And I say that because people want to go running around going, I have a bachelor's degree. They don't want to go running around going, I have an associate's degree. Do you get it? And I want to congratulate that lady, Mary Jane Sanchez, that she is in some kind of state college board, which maybe she'll explain it to us what it is and what she does there. And another word that I want you all to dwell on is homegrown. Homegrown. Our college, COD, is homegrown. It's from the Coachella Valley, and it's named of the desert for a reason, because we live in a desert, in a hell of a hot desert. So that's the gist of what I intend to take my full 3 minutes of. And I'm happy to see you all. I'm happy to see Ruben Perez, that seems like he misses once in a while. I'm happy to see Mary Jane and Mr. Jandt, Dr. Wilson. Oh, and a real doctor, Stefan.
A real doctor.
And Julia, and the new lady there, and that man, and Mr. Baker that I like, and Ms. Deary that I like, and Mark that I like. So I got 17 left, and hello to you too, Mr. McKenna. So thank you all very much for this opportunity, and yes, we live in a very unique place, so let's make the most of it.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, at this time, seeing no other public comments, the board will now recess to close session from 9:36 to 10:30, and we should reconvene today at 10:45. There is nothing to report out from closed session. So we have no report for that. At this time, President Kinnamon, could you give us some public updates, please? Is that right? Yep, that's right.
Yes. At this time, I'd like to ask Dr. Annabelle Neary to give the first update.
Desert was recently recognized at the Exercise is Medicine World Congress for our campus wellness efforts as a silver level award winner. I would like to introduce Dr. Dowsett to share a little history about this award, and congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Kinnamon. Thank you, Dr. Neary. I am very excited to be here today and share with you this really exciting news. College of the Desert is one of only 139 universities and colleges around the world to be honored by Exercises Medicine for its efforts to create a culture of wellness on campus. Schools earn gold, silver, or bronze status based on their activities. We earned silver. Silver campuses are found to engage students, faculty, and staff in education initiatives and make movement part of the daily culture, the campus culture. So the campus personal trainer program that we have going and our wellness clinics, our health assessment booths, and fitness events actually help COD earn silver level designation from the Exercises Medicine on Campus program. Of the 139 campuses recognized this year, 55 received gold, 56 silver, and 28 bronze. We were one of the few community colleges that were in that list. Cal State San Bernardino is another one in that list too. All gold, silver, and bronze universities and colleges were officially recognized this past May 29th as part of the 2019 Exercises Medicine World Congress. This is a global recognition. It's held in conjunction with the American College of Sports Medicine's annual meeting. And the whole goal is that the Exercises Medicine program calls upon universities and colleges to promote physical activity as a vital sign of health and encourages faculty, staff, and students to work together to improve the health and well-being of the campus. And we have done an exceptional job, and we will continue to do better to move the needle towards healthier spaces both on and off campus. Our goal in that vein is to actually ensure that we receive gold status next year, and working really closely with the Student Health Center to access a referral system to where they can refer students to our programs to ensure that they get the care that they need towards healthier options. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to say a big thank you to Dr. Dowsett and the faculty and the dean of the program. They've been working on this for years and have done excellent work providing a world-recognized program, so thank you. I really appreciate the time for being here today because she's faculty and she has the summer off.
So at this time, thank you, Dr. Neary. I'd like to ask Vice President Baker to share some news.
Let's see. Good morning, everyone. Donnie, would you please stand up and come forward? We'd like to share some very exciting news. Donnie Prince recently attended the Western Association of Veterans Education Specialist Conference in New Orleans and was presented with the Bill Pearson Lifetime Achievement Award. And I'd like to take this time to share some information about Donnie. Donnie Jean Prince is a Veterans Resource Specialist here at College of the Desert and has served the district for 40 years. In her decades-long career, Donnie has helped veteran students from a variety of backgrounds achieve their educational goals. In a given day, Donnie will handle the varied educational needs of veterans from wars in Vietnam, Iraq, and Afghanistan. Donnie has a keen sense of the needs and struggles of student veterans and directs them to college programs and services that will serve them best. She offers them continued support from their first day of college to commencement. Donnie's work has been nothing short of vital in providing student veterans with the tools, knowledge, and support required to graduate and improve their financial and social well-beings. Please join me in congratulating Donnie on her Bill Pearson Lifetime Achievement Award.
Everybody switch together. Yeah.
And the last public update is from ACCJC, our accrediting body, that we have received our letter that finds us in compliance and reaffirms accreditation for the remainder of the cycle. And I wanted to remind everybody that our next comprehensive review will be fall 2024. That concludes my updates.
Very nice. Thank you and congratulations to everyone. At this time, we'll have the introduction of new employees.
All right, at this time, I would like to ask Vice President Baker if he could do some introductions.
Sure. Thank you very much. Leslie Martinez, would you please stand? Come on forward here. Leslie Martinez is our new EDGE Outreach Specialist. Leslie Martinez has recently joined the EDGE Pledge team at College of the Desert. She is a Coachella Valley High School alumni and currently residing in Indio, California. After being part of the Upward Bound Trio program at College of the Desert in high school, she went on to pursue higher education at University of California, Riverside. She graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Theater and Sociology. After graduating, she moved back to the Coachella Valley, where she has worked as a behavioral therapist and later joined College of the Desert as the EOPS care technician. One of her passions is helping students reach their educational goals and guide them towards local resources. She's excited to work with the EDGE Pledge program and looks forward to many new adventures with this amazing team. The next one is Maritza Fuentes. Yeah, stay up here. We hold you together. Maritza is an admissions and records technician. Maritza was born and raised in the Coachella Valley. She worked for over a year and a half as a student worker in admissions and records before accepting her current position as the new admissions and records technician. Maritza is also a proud COD alumni who will be receiving her associate degree in communications in the spring of 2019. Luisana Martinez, please stand. She is the new admissions and records technician, part-time. Luisana started at College of the Desert as a student assistant in 2015. In addition, she has previously worked as the Adult Basic Education Program technician. Luisana is an alumni of College of the Desert and graduated with her associate degree in psychology back in the spring of 2018.
And if you'll remain standing, and I'd like to ask Dr. Neary if she would introduce a few new people.
Thank you, Dr. Kinnamon. So I'd like to start with Rebecca Elmore. Please join us. Rebecca is joining us as the Interim Director of CTE, Career and Technical Education Projects for BESP. We have a lot of acronyms, which stands for Building and Energy Systems Professional, which is a new associate's degree program in the region. Rebecca has been a passionate workforce development and community college professional for the past 20 years. She is a proud first-generation college student and obtained her bachelor's in English literature from Pepperdine University and her MA in literature and creative writing from Claremont Graduate University. Rebecca began her career as a job developer, case manager for Goodwill of Southern California and the City of San Bernardino Employment and Training Agency. She has spent the last 12 years in the California community colleges, managing local, state, and federal grant programs and contracts to benefit students in the Inland Empire and train students in high-wage and high-skill careers. Now, Rebecca comes to COD after 5 years with Victor Valley College and 7 years at Chaffey College's InTech Center. Rebecca enjoys writing, reading, cooking, traveling, and spending time with her family, including her, I'm sure, beautiful 12-year-old daughter, Rowan, spouse, Stephen, which I can't comment on because Human Resources is next to me, and 2 Hesperia Animal Shelter Rescue cats, Diana and Clarice. Next, I'd like to invite Dr. Douglas Benoit, who is the incoming Dean of the School of Applied Science and Business. So Dr. Benoit has more than 17 years of experience as an instructional dean in community colleges, in addition to 7 years as a full-time community college faculty member in a career in higher education spanning more than 3 decades. Most recently, he has served as the Dean of Instruction for Business and Computer Information Systems, Economic and Workforce Development since 2015 at Fullerton College. His previous deanships were at Orange Coast College, Coastline Community College, West Nevada Community College, and Clover Park Technical College, which is located in Washington. He has expertise in multiple areas, including career and technical education programs, strong workforce, Perkins, and workforce development. He received an Administrator of the Year award from the Fullerton College Faculty Senate in 2017. Dr. Benoit's higher education journey began as a student at a community college of Southern Nevada, where he earned his associate's degree in automotive technology. He then earned a Bachelor of Science in Vocational and Adult Education at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and his master's and doctorate in Higher Education Administration at Arizona State University. Next, I'd like to introduce Stephen Holman, incoming Dean of the School of Mathematics and Science. Dean Holman. Dean Holman has 20 years of experience in community colleges, including serving as an adjunct and full-time faculty member, an associate dean, and a dean. Most recently, he has served as the Dean of Mathematics and Sciences Division at Southwestern Illinois College in Belleville, Illinois, since 2015. His previous positions were in College of Lake County, which is located in Grays Lake, Illinois, Cape Fear Community College, which was located in Wilmington, North Carolina, and Wren Lake College in Illinois. Additionally, he was an adjunct faculty member in the Department of Science Education at Illinois State University from 2005 to 2007. And during his career, He secured multiple grants in STEM areas and has been part of implementing multiple STEM programs for underrepresented groups. Dean Holman earned his associate's degree in biology from Rend Lake College, and he earned his bachelor's degree in biological sciences and master's degree in education in both curriculum and instruction, both from Southern Illinois University. He has held membership in the American Elasmo Branch Society since 2005, and since 2013, he has served as a chair and librarian of its Research and Publications Committee. Welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Nerian. Please remain standing. Dr. Zakovic, will you introduce?
Absolutely. Thank you very much. I'd like to invite Cassie Polovic to step forward. Cassie is our new Human Resources Technology Specialist. Cassie recently relocated to the Coachella Valley from Atlanta, Georgia, and is excited to be back home in the desert with her family. After graduating from La Quinta High School, she attended University of Redlands for undergrad and earned her Bachelor of Arts in Management and Visual Media Studies. She's thrilled to be joining the HR team at College of the Desert, and we are certainly excited to have her. So welcome, Cassie.
So we want to welcome all of you. We're very, very excited that you're joining us, and we know you're going to have a great time here at College of the Desert, and we would like to take some pictures, I think.
Nobody would like to say anything?
It's up to you. Would anybody like to say anything?
Say hello. Hello. How's everybody doing? Well, thank you for the invite and the opportunity to serve at such a high-class and high-qualified institution. It's the one that I sought after. I really appreciate the opportunity. So great to be here, and happy with the heat. Better than St. Louis, where you walk into a sauna. So, thank you.
And I'd like to thank the leadership team and members of the board for the opportunity to serve the faculty, staff, and students at College of the Desert, and look forward to supporting our students and our business community in the Coachella Valley.
Thank you for such a warm welcome this morning, and I just have to say, I'm so proud to be a Roadrunner.
Yay.
We're glad to have all of you here, and welcome back to the desert, many of you. So mean I put people on the spot.
That's all the people.
Anything else?
That's all. Thank
That's
you.
all, okay. Okay, at this time, we'll have a report from the Associated Students of College of the Desert. Ask God. Woo!
Chair, board members, Dr. Kinnamon, Vice Presidents, good morning. I think it's morning still.
Yes.
I am Yasmin De Leon, the new ASCAD president. I wanted to start off by thanking the previous ASCAD president, Arturo, and the rest of last year's student senate members, because I wouldn't be here without them. I am excited to be in this position and build a relationship with all of you. I am happy to announce we are having a transitional retreat where we will be training the new incoming ASCAD members on the 6th or 7th of August, and I'm glad to have so many people involved. Besides that, I have nothing else to report. Have a good rest of your month. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, at this time, we'll have the Auxiliary College of the Desert Foundation.
Good morning, President Kinnamon, trustees, and executive cabinet members. For the Foundation's July constituent report, we've got an exciting update on a new Foundation-funded initiative. One of our board members took the opportunity to excite our board about supporting a new internship program with the Desert Sun newspaper. Bruce Fessier, who had a 40-year distinguished career with the Desert Sun as the Arts and Entertainment Director, just retired. Okay. So this morning, it's my pleasure to invite Julie Mackinnon, the executive editor of the Desert Sun, and 3 COD interns, Lee Woodfield, Alexandra Rodriguez, and Shane Tate, to give you a brief update on this new internship program.
Right.
Very good. Good morning. Hi, Joel.
Hi, Julie.
Thank you for having us here. I'm going to be really brief because I want to give the students most of the time, but I'm so excited to have COD interns at the Desert Sun. They've already made a really great contribution, and just my appreciation to the foundation for helping us set this up so quickly and making it come to life really within a matter of months. I'm amazed at the speed at which COD runs, and I think it's benefiting both sides. So I'm going to let the students tell you about what they've been up to.
So hi everyone, my name is Leah and I've been an intern at the Desert Sun since February. As you can probably tell, and as a few of you already know, I'm not from here. I grew up in southeast England. I used to come out on summer vacations as my uncle lives out here. That then progressed to me studying at College of the Desert. After 5 semesters, I'm proud to say that I graduated with highest honors in the spring of this year. Thank you. So I get to perform different tasks, from story writing to theatre listings and calendar events. So one of my personal highlights is a story that I wrote on an artist's wildfire project. That story then got featured on the LA Times newsletter, so that's something that I didn't expect and I'm really proud of. I get to shoot videos and photos of places that I wouldn't have ordinarily been to from all across the valley, from Coachella to 29 Palms. And seeing my own photos or videos in the paper or online is a really proud kind of moment for me. And from my own experience of writing the stories, the visual elements are key to grabbing the reader's attention. So I'm responsible for overseeing the new events calendar and tweaking it so readers can get the most out of it. Bringing this long-sought item back to the Desert Sun has been really useful, and our readers agree with us. Another item that readers have wanted for a long time is the theatre guide. So it's been really rewarding to hear our readers' feedback after all the research and hard work that went into producing it. And being amid the hustle and the flow of the newsroom is really exciting. So I get to sit in a pod with creative writers and creative editors, all a little bit older than I am, but very willing to share their experience and all of the useful tips to help me progress in this field. And that is something that I wouldn't have been able to learn in the classroom, so I'm really thankful for the opportunity. Thank you.
We'll share the seat here.
We'll share the seat. Good.
Hi everyone, my name's Shane.
And I'm Alex, and we're the summer interns for the Desert Sun. As you know, we're the interns for the Desert Sun, the Palm Springs local newspaper here. And as you might expect, we'd write news stories like the one we handed you.
So part of our main project for the summer is we're partnering with this local radio station called iHub Radio. And what we do is we identify 2 to 4 stories a day and convert them into 2 news segments that we send in, and that's in Palm Springs. That's our main project.
And if you'd like to hear them, go ahead and tune in at ihubradio.com. They're tuned in 3 minutes a day at the top of every hour. And another thing, so what we've learned with this internship is how to write a news story, what makes a great news story. Also, what better way to learn how to write in a newsroom workflow where there's actual editors tearing apart your stories. And we're also learning how to enunciate on air, and also learning from our mistakes, which is almost inevitable since we're human. But yeah, that's what I.
So part of this experience, there's so many takeaways that we couldn't cover in one day. But for example, Alex and I never had our writing so torn apart before. And it's definitely a great experience to like hear that real feedback from for the professionals, and it's really nice. And me personally, for those of you who may or may not know, I was living in my car for almost over a month while attending COD and was experienced homelessness. And now I'm actually writing about youth homelessness in the Coachella Valley. And it's been really empowering to see what resources are out there and give those people a voice and let them know that they're not alone.
And for me personally, I find at the end of this internship, with the skills I've attained, I'll be the best student station manager that I can be for KCOD, which I'll be in the fall. Also, I'm looking to inspire those who may find themselves stuck in a corporate job, that there's more to life, and if they want to bring purpose into this world, they can find their passion and go and get it and get the experience. Yeah.
Thank you so much. That concludes our presentation.
Thanks for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, at this time, we'll hear from the California School Employees Association. Oh, we have a written report. I think he had to leave. Yeah. Okay. Okay, they're doing summer school session. So we do have a written report. Please, board members, please read through this. And then we have College of the Desert Adjunct Association, Mr. Bayshore.
So this one is not titled? Is this it?
That's it. Keep proud of you.
Oh, at the bottom.
Good morning. For as long as I have served on the CODA negotiations team, which has been about 6 years, if not more, the district's approach has been to compensate adjuncts for the work that they do above and beyond the classroom. For example, if an adjunct volunteers to serve on a committee or hold office hours or attend flex, etc., they get paid for those activities. If an adjunct chooses not to participate in shared governance or other activities, they do not get compensated beyond their regular workload. In the past, we were told by all of the district's negotiators that if we do the work, we should get paid. And over the years, we have made significant progress in this regard. But now, without explanation or justification, the district proposes to discard all that hard work and has instead offered a single flat pay rate to all adjuncts, irrespective of degrees earned or years of service to the district. The rate offered is the full-time overload and intersession pay rate. That rate does not reflect any activity performed other than in-class teaching. Linking our pay to that rate freezes our pay until such time as the full-time bargaining unit succeeds in raising it, which happens very infrequently and takes away our ability to negotiate our pay. Also, in other districts that use this intersession rate, all but 3 use the adjunct schedule to determine the overload rates, not the other way around as the district has suggested. And note that schedule does not imply a flat rate. And all but 2 have a definition of parity that uses a percentage between 68% and 82% of full-time pay, computed lecture hour equivalents. The rate offered by the district, $72, would place us at about 15th in comparison to other colleges and still at the bottom of our market basket when you consider that those with a rate of less than $72 have some district-level participation in paid health benefits, while we have none. CODA's negotiation team surveyed our adjuncts for their reaction to this proposal, and the responses were unanimously negative. You can find them on our website, coda.net, under the tab Updates. I encourage all of you to read these comments to see how upset and frustrated our adjuncts are with the district's disregard for their contributions. Knowing that if we presented the district offer to our members, they would reject it,
and thus result in an impasse, we countered with a reasonable proposal using the district's suggested flat rate as a midpoint of a salary schedule, recognizing degrees and years of service as we have in the past and as the full-time faculty currently have. But our proposal was neither accepted nor rejected, just ignored as the district moved on to add new and complicated elements to their proposal. We also offered significant concessions, such as not asking for a retroactive increase to cover the last academic year and lowering the pay rate for attending flex. The inexcusable delays in our negotiations, which I have brought to your attention repeatedly, are the result of the district's abrupt change in philosophy on how adjuncts should be paid, the lack of a decision maker being in attendance at the meetings, the district's lack of availability to meet, and the presence of but lack of participation by most of the district's team members. I cannot emphasize enough how frustrated and angry we are over the events of the past year. While we are verbally told that adjuncts are appreciated and are an important part of this college's success, the actions of the district say that we don't matter.
Thank you. And College of the Desert Faculty Association. No one here. Okay. And the Academic Senate. And no one's here. Okay, Governing Board, Student Trustee Garcia. Keanna.
I hope you all had a great 4th of July weekend. I just want to say I'm excited for the ASCOD training that will happen in the beginning of August. I'm also excited to attend the Student Trustee Conference that will happen at the end of August. Lastly, the only thing I want to say is that I use the computer for the board meetings, and I only use the computer. And I think it's very resourceful. And saying that, I want to be more eco-friendly and increase my recycling habits. So from this point on, Julia, I don't need a binder anymore. And that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Perez.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I don't have too much to report this month, but I had the opportunity to go to the fireworks show, and that was a beautiful show. I hope everybody got a chance to check it out. And thank you to everyone who helped put it on. And I'd also like to congratulate Supervisor Perez on his appointment to the Governor's Board on Homelessness. I look forward to working with him to find solutions to tackle student homelessness.
Thank you. And Trustee Wilson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Only one item. The City of Palm Desert has formed a civic engagement committee to discuss how to better serve with the underserved populations in their communities. They have asked me to participate on that committee, and I'm assuming that it has to do, and it does say on their written materials that they want to work with College of the Desert and the Jocelyn Center, both of which I'm a participant of. So as you know, the city is also studying voting by districts. So I think that also has something to do with the creation of this special committee. So that's, I am participating on it. That's all I have to report. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And Trustee Sanchez-Fulton.
It's been a very beautiful month. It was my birthday before 4th of July, so I got to see fireworks on my birthday. So that was, it was very nice to do that. So very blessed to have another year of life. On June 27th, I met with the Grid Alternatives representatives. And for those that don't know who Alternative Grids, it's a solar program for the low income. And I know COD in the past has partnered with Alternate Grid, but now we have this new program that I would love for us to partner with them. So these are students who want to get hands-on experience in solar careers. So this is something that had a meeting with the representatives. on that subject matter. On June 28th, I have to hold back my excitement on this one, attended the COD Dreamer Center opening. It was hosted by our very own Alas con Futuro. And I just really want to give a big thank you to Ruby Becerril, our our counselor, Jose Simo, who's the student advisor on that. And this was, they're overseeing this, it's a milestone for COD, and I want to thank all those that were involved in putting that together for the community. So it was really wonderful to attend. Yesterday, I attended also the Palm Desert Chamber Mixer. It's wonderful because the local chambers really want to partner with us. And I think they're going to be mentioning that today, something about leadership and students and entrepreneurship, very key. Wanting to be business owners and how could we help that process here in the Coachella Valley. Not everyone's going to be going to a four-year university. Some people want to start businesses, and we're here, and we want to talk a little bit more about partnering with our local chambers of commerce here in the desert. Also attended the Thousand Palms Chamber Mixer about 2 weeks ago, and just want to mention such a plug is going and enjoy our restaurants. Went to the Taste of Rancho Mirage, and just it was wonderful because we have to help our local business owners and restaurants, and it's a great time. Stay out of the heat. Also want to bring forth in a future agenda item, see if the College of the Desert could have a cooling center here in our campus, something that a lot of other community colleges are doing throughout the state. And just want to thank again my fellow board members for allowing you to serve on the state board. And these are issues of homelessness. Just kind of want to mention something that at my first meeting I mentioned about the resources that our students face. So that's another future agenda item I'd love to see in regards to the allocation of money in the Coachella Valley for housing and affordable housing. I know Dr. Neary is working, and I just want to thank you, and I'd love to get an update of what we're doing on that segment and the wraparound services that we have available. So just stay cool, and this ends my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Jandt?
Thank you. I've taken it on myself this summer to visit other community college trustee meetings, and I this past few weeks ago observed San Bernardino Valley College Board Meeting and how their meetings are conducted, and I will share some of that information with the board in our meetings, not to bore everyone here, but there's some things that we might want to consider. They were able to do their entire meeting in 3 hours.
Wow. They meet once a month?
Nope, yeah, once a month.
Once a month, yeah, in the evening. Sounds good. Okay.
So just to share that with you later.
Yeah.
Thank you. We'll be interested in hearing on how they accomplish that. Now for my report. 2 things. The 2nd through the 8th of this month, I was at the National Education Association's Representative Assembly as a state delegate, and it was very enlightening. Plus, I got to that was hobnobbing with over, I think they had about 9,000 delegates at that, and that's the most democratic thing you will ever hope to see, believe me. Completely orderly. We went through 169 new business items. That's besides the resolutions and issues and things like that we did. But also, we met in the California caucus each day before it began for 2 hours, and that was 1,000 delegates. And again, extremely orderly. So I learned a lot at those with parliamentary procedure, and hopefully I bring some of that back. The other thing I wanted to report on is tomorrow one of our trustees up here will be another year younger. And Fred, we want to wish you a very happy birthday.
July 2?
And
July 19, actually.
yes, and congratulations on being another year younger. I like that. I like to phrase it that way. Okay, and that's all I'm going to report on, and now we're going to hear from our superintendent president.
I'm going to be very brief. I too this week was at a different meeting. I was at the Board of Governors meeting in Sacramento earlier in the week, and I just want to acknowledge the Chancellor and the Chancellor staff and the Board of Governors. They approved a request that this board had put forward related to some of our property that we own. And they were of great assistance in helping us navigate what they needed in order to consider our request. And and their meeting was a little bit longer because they had a lot of public comments at their meeting, and a lot of students there with very, very positive feedback to the Chancellor with some of the initiatives that they have started. And then there were some that are among the community college family that were there delivering a different message. But it did remind me, and I was pleased that the Board of Governors listened to the students. That concludes my comments.
Thank you. And at this time, we're up back to public comments. Persons who wish to speak to the board on any item may do so at this time. There's a time limit of 3 minutes per person and 15 minutes per topic, unless further time is granted by the board. Your comments will be timed and you will be asked to stop speaking when the timer sounds. Please understand the board welcomes your comments, but are not able to respond. Do we have any more public comments? Okay. Oh, we have someone that would like to speak but might not have known. There is a form we get you to fill out. So we'll let you have 1 moment to do that if there's no objections from the board. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, at this time, we'll hear from Todd Rodan from the Palm Desert Association Chamber of Commerce and COD partnering.
I filled it out very fast.
That's
I know you're
really,
on a tight schedule.
but that intrigues me, COD partner. It's okay.
There's no reason.
I'm not
It's all
supposed to comment. I didn't comment.
I don't want to shortchange them.
All right. Good morning, Board of Trustees, President Kinnamon. Appreciate the opportunity today. I'm Todd Rodan. I'm the President and CEO of the Palm Desert Area Chamber of Commerce. Ran into Mary Jane Sanchez-Fulton last night at a mixer, and she said, why don't you come and speak to our board tomorrow at 10:30? I said, sure, why not? But no, the reason that I'm here today is, first of all, I know that the College of the Desert has been a longtime supporter of the Palm Desert Area Chamber of Commerce, so I just want to first of all thank you on that. I also know that you were nominated at our recent installation banquet for your contributions to our community, so congratulations on that. Really appreciate the support with that. Just wrote down a few notes really quick of what I want to talk about. You know, we've partnered together before in the past, but I would love to see us partner even more. One of the things that I'm looking for right now at the Chamber is actually an events and marketing intern. So if there's any kind of business opportunities that I can help with or we can help with, please let me know. Our Chamber works with over 900 companies in the area. About 600 of them are in the Palm Desert city, and another about 300 are across the Coachella Valley. Anything that I can do to make those introductions or help place your students, I'm more than happy to make those introductions and do so. You know, when you succeed, we succeed as a community. The other thing that I'm looking to do as our organization is really increase our educational component to our chamber. One of the things we launched last year was a business education summit and think tank. We had world-class speakers come in that have worked with Fortune 100 companies, a Ford and Warren Buffett CEO. One of the things that I would ask is that I'm going to create opportunities for our local businesses to sponsor students to attend that summit, to where they can make some serious connections as well. We've also launched a Young Professionals Network. Right now it's more of a networking component, but one of the things as I move on is I want to create educational opportunities even more for the younger generation to meet with a lot of business owners in the area. The Chamber is all about supporting our local community, supporting our local restaurants, supporting our local businesses. And I just want to let you know that I'm here to support you in any way. I'm an advocate, really appreciate your support, and anything I can do to help with you and your students, you got my 100% support. So really appreciate the opportunity to speak today. So thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I'm not supposed to comment. Okay. At this time, Joel, I just saw some people come in. Do they want to do that report now?
Oh, well, I'm not sure how long the report is. Would you like, how long is your report, Mr. McCabe? Would you like to do it before lunch? Okay, let's go ahead and
If
load.
you'd like to,
Yeah.
since you
This is,
seem to be here and ready.
As our study session, we will
Okay.
move it up.
Okay, if there's no
before
objection
lunch.
from the board, we'll move the study session up till now, and we'll conduct the new business right after lunch. So if we could have our study session with, it will be done after lunch, yes. All of the business will be done after lunch. So this is our study session on International Education Program with Cody McCabe, our Director of the International Education Program. And how is your turtle?
Doing well. How's yours?
We both have turtles, I'm sorry.
Well, good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board, Dr. Kinnamon, and President's Cabinet. It's an honor to update you on the International Education Program today. And so there are two main areas I'd like to focus on. The first is international student enrollment and programming, and the second is COD study abroad programming, and specifically the recent Vietnam program that concluded this summer that will be introduced by Dr. Butler and Emmanuel Weska. So in terms of international student enrollment trends, we have had some exciting new developments recently, but we are still seeing the declining numbers that I reported on in my board report last year. And our enrollment is tracked closely with the dropping international student numbers around the U.S. that have gotten quite a bit of press recently. And so the driving factors for this decline have remained the same. And the biggest challenge has been the spike we've seen in F1 international student visa denials. And as this graph depicts, in 2016, only about 35% of institutions indicated that visa delays or denials were a barrier to enrolling new students. But in 2017, that jumped to 68%. And then in 2018, 83% of us confronted this, as a major barrier to enrolling new international students. And so related to this, the current political climate is leading to decreased interest in international students enrolling at U.S. institutions. So in another recent survey, about 87% of potential international students for the U.S. indicated that they were less likely to enroll at U.S. institutions because they no longer feel welcome here. And while the U.S. has just experienced an unprecedented second year of international student enrollment declines, countries around the world, from China to Australia and Canada, are seeing double-digit increases. So Canada just last year was up by about 20% for international student enrollment. And so to summarize how this all connects back to COD, in the past 2 years, approximately 43% of the international applicants we've supported for F1 study visas were either not able to or elected not to obtain them to study here. So to combat these challenges, the International Education Program has shifted our recruiting focus to prioritize countries where there's a higher likelihood that students will get U.S. study visas, and there's not only still a favorable impression of the U.S., but also a favorable impression actually of studying in the desert. And examples of this include European countries, for which we've developed a gap year enrollment option, as well as our program's renewed focus on recruiting in Japan. And while the number of students coming from the U.S. To the U.S. from Japan for degrees is on the decline, we're actually increasing our Japanese enrollment through a new university partnership and through customized short-term programs. And our new university partner, Toyo, is a research institution with about 30,000 students enrolled in undergraduate, graduate, and postgraduate programs at 6 campuses around the Tokyo area. And recent points of distinction for Toyo is that they're a member of the Top Global Universities Project, and their innovative new bachelor's degrees taught in English are quite rare in Japan. And so the partnership we have with Toyo is very similar to the one we maintain with Bukkyo University in Kyoto, in that we enrolled our students for 1 or 2 semester programs, but also for 3-week American culture and English programs that are operated through our Intensive English Academy. And so through these 2 partnerships, just last year we welcomed 12 new Japanese university students for semester and year-long programs and 60 Japanese university students in 3 different Intensive English Academy short programs. And while these partnerships have been an effective way to mitigate our enrollment declines, I think another really important purpose they serve is to provide meaningful cross-cultural learning experiences for our local students. And so throughout 2018-19, the International Education Program trained over 30 local students as program leaders to help facilitate activities, events, English lessons, and classroom discussions with these Japanese university students. And additionally, as a part of these partnerships, we've hosted events on the Palm Desert campus and the Indio campus that engaged over 500 COD students, faculty, and staff. And what's really cool is this fall, we already have a dozen faculty members signed up to host Toyo students in their classes for discussions about everything from automotive systems to computer science, sociology, culinary arts, and a lot of other diverse subjects. But I'd say that, though these university partnerships clearly provide an impactful opportunity to internationalize our campus community, there's really no better way for our local students to benefit from international education than to study abroad themselves. And so study abroad benefits are immensely powerful, and they directly connect to the mission, vision, and values of College of the Desert. And so just to name a few of these benefits, research about community college students who've studied abroad shows that they're 35% more likely to earn an associate degree within 3 years, and 47% more likely to transfer to a 4-year institution within 3 years than students who don't study abroad. And so now, thanks to the teamwork of Dr. Sarah Butler and Counselor Con Huang, we were very fortunate to have offered COD students a relatively low cost but extremely high impact program in Vietnam this summer. So I'd like to ask Dr. Butler and Emmanuel Huesca, who is a student representative from the class, to talk about their experiences in the program.
Well, thank you. Hello, good afternoon. I just wanted to say that it's a great honor to be here to speak to the board about this program, how it came about, and a little brief overview of where we went. So one approach to lead the study abroad program and teach an accompanying course with that program, Global Studies 11 was the course that immediately came to mind. So Global Studies 11 is pretty new at COD, and it's one of the 2 core global studies courses that make up a relatively new interdisciplinary degree, an AAT in global studies, which was developed in 2016. So Global Studies 11 would be an excellent course for this Vietnam program because it allows us to study Vietnam from a historical, cultural, economic, political lens. Right, studying issues that have had and continue to have an impact on Vietnamese society today. It would be a great complement to the itinerary that Con had worked on with the local touring company. And since the trip would be pretty short, so less than 2 weeks in country, I thought the best way to deliver the course material to the students would be to schedule a 6-week fully online section that would overlap with our time in Vietnam. The students are actually wrapping up the course today. Their final papers on a contemporary issue of their choosing are due tonight. I want them to take what they learned through their experiences while in Vietnam and through the course materials and investigate an area that they're interested in. So some of the topics they chose are human trafficking, censorship, ethnic minorities' rights, and challenges. In addition to serving as a complement to the program, Global Studies 11 is an attractive course to students who might be weighing the pros and cons of studying abroad. That is, students can take Global Studies 11 as one of the 2 core courses for the Global Studies AAT, or they can use it as part of their GE requirements at CSU or UC. So not only are students getting a once-in-a-lifetime educational experience, but they're also receiving transferable units, which will get them closer to their overall academic goals. So very quickly, just how this came to fruition. I think I should start by saying that I was a little bit skeptical that the program would run when it did in summer 2019, mainly because when Cody and Con had approached me in April 2018, we ran into a couple of walls with regard to scheduling, itinerary planning, and securing funds and approval. So we thought originally about a winter program. We also floated a spring break short program, but ultimately we settled on summer, and the goal was summer 2019. Once we decided to recruit the necessary number of students needed to run the program at $2,500 at a $2,500 price point, we hit the ground running, but only had about a month to advertise and promote the program to students. Fortunately, we had 13 students apply, pay fees, and attend orientation. So we knew we'd be all set to run the program in summer. However, if just 1 or 2 of those students withdrew, the entire program would have been in peril because we wouldn't have been able to offer the program at that $2,500 price point. So a lot of time leading up to the payment deadlines was spent encouraging students and reiterating what a wonderful opportunity this would be. A few students in particular let either me or Cody know that that they were basically working overtime, picking up odd jobs to fund this trip. Some couldn't attend the pre-trip meetings that we had on campus, and a lot of students weren't able to attend today because they're working 1 or 2 jobs. So I hope that if and when my colleagues, almost all of whom I tell them, hey, I took a whole bunch of COD students to study abroad in Vietnam, the universal response is, that's awesome, I wish I could do that. I hope that if and when my colleagues try to put together their own programs, that they can secure support from the foundation to alleviate some of those financial burdens that were placed on the students studying in Vietnam this summer. Very briefly, I'm going to have to go through this really quick, but if we could go back to the last slide, that map that you have on your printout and that's on the screen, it gives you a very good idea of all the places that we traveled to. We flew in and out of Ho Chi Minh City in the south, and I like to tell people we were never in one place, I think, for more than 2 nights. And so we traveled basically up to Hanoi. We went to Sapa, which is further north. We stayed with a host family, kind of like a camp situation, communal living. It was wonderful. I think that's where a lot of us, the students in particular, bonded. They had to. They were living in very close quarters. We, I think, had 3 in-country flights, a lot of 3-4 hour bus rides that, again, took us to the north. We landed in the middle. Our second to last stop was Da Nang, and then we came back to Ho Chi Minh City to fly out about 11 days later. And so it was a wonderful experience, and with that being said, I'd like to let Emmanuel share his thoughts on it.
Here? Okay. Hi, thank you for having me. So pretty much what I'm going to be talking about is my experience in the prepping and some of the friendships I made during the trip and before the trip. Before the trip, I had to, it's like my first time ever getting out of the country, so I had to prep. I don't know, I didn't know how to prep, but Cody and Butler, they helped me out. They helped me a lot. I had to get my passport. I never done that before, so that was like a new experience. I never knew how to pack for a trip like this, so now I know how to pack too. Yeah. But I think one of the most important things for me was that money was an issue, so I needed to budget my money, how much I was going to waste over there, how much I needed for the program. And the only reason why I even went to this trip was because it was affordable, and I saw an opportunity. I really wanted to travel, get out of the valley, because I never really go out. The only places I would go out is pretty much LA, but that's for the beach. And I got to see how, I don't know, just how big the world is. It's not just the valley and this town. It's not tiny. There's more out there, and now I really want to go out and explore more too. Some of the experiences during the trip was I did a lot of stuff. Like I saw a lot of differences between here and over there. Over there, it's the traffic. It's everywhere. Like you can't even cross the street. I mean, you can, but you have to just watch your step. Here, you can cross the street safely. Over there, it takes time. The food, oh my God. The food was amazing over there. I really loved it. The people, they're super friendly. I don't know if they're just friendly overall. They never once stood out to me, like told me anything mean. They maybe behind my back, but never in front of my face. They were just friendly, always wanted to help me. I also got to experience, I know, like in Sapa, I went on my first cruise ship. I never been on a cruise, so that was the first time. And we went I went on some mini adventures. Like, in the day we went to, I know a place called My Son. And it's like a little, I want to say, little tour place for visitors. The only thing that really caught my eye was how people over there just work most of the time. Kind of like here, I do the same thing, but over there they work so much that they sleep at their job. So if you're a driver, you sleep in the cab. If you're working in a cruise ship, you sleep outside your little boat that they have. I also noticed the little motorcycles the drivers have. They'll sleep there too. And most of the time I felt like people there just work. And I really kind of like that about them. And some of the friendships there were, I never expected to make friends, because when I went over there, or on this trip, I didn't know anybody, just one person. And when I went on that trip, I got to meet them. I got close with them. I even got to meet our tour guide. He is an interesting person, yeah. He was fun. Yeah. We all bonded a little bit. I didn't expect to, like, over here I'm not really a type of person to talk to other people. But on this trip, I think it helped me a little bit to talk to more, like, get to know people. People I didn't really know here. And I really had experience with some of that. Yeah. I'm just a little nervous.
You're doing great.
Some of the people, I got to know them. I got close with them. One of them, I know he comes over here to study from Vietnam. Yeah. I learned a little bit more about what he has to do when he comes here, or what he does is, like, when he comes here, since he doesn't really know anybody or know the place, he doesn't really go out or talk to other people. I talked to him and I told him, like, if you ever, like, when you come back, if you're not busy with school, maybe sometime we can just hang out. I can show you around the places, since I live here and I know more about the place. And some of the people I met I never expected to meet other people, because back, I don't come to this campus a lot. I usually stay in the Indio campus, where it's just more like, people are more like my culture, more Mexicans. And here I got to meet people from different cultures, and I realized that we're really, I mean, we're alike, yeah. We both came here because this trip was, I don't know what they saw, but I wanted to go out. I'm pretty sure they wanted to go out too. We had some, let's see, from the top of my head, I think we did have lots of fun. We got to experience some of the nights together. We ate most of the time. We did everything together. Eat, sleep too, yeah. And just travel. And I think that was a good experience. I got to see people. I don't really talk to people here, so I got to experience something new that I wouldn't do here. And in the end, I think I made some good friends, and I think we're also we're kind of planning on taking the next class for spring semester with Professor Butler.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. If I could just add reiterate a few fast facts about the program. Like Emmanuel, 5 other program participants got their first passports to participate. And for a number of the students on the program, this was the first flights they had ever taken. Dr. Kathy Levitt gave a very generous scholarship of $700 to benefit the students on this program. And 2 of the participants actually continued on to a study abroad program in Kyoto. And so one of them actually received a very prestigious national scholarship to participate in that program. So these are COD students, Cyndia Garcia and Elena Morrow. And so I can't thank Dr. Butler and Con Huang enough for their leadership, and Emmanuel for being such a great student role model. And Board of Trustees, I would also like to thank you, Dr. Kinnamon, the President's Cabinet, Dean Phillips and Dean Hall, and the many student service teams involved in making this complex but truly transformative learning experience happen for our students. And I would also finally, of course, like to express gratitude on behalf of our international students for your continued and invaluable support of our international student success programming. So thank you.
Madam Chair, may I ask a question? Yes. This is something very dear to my heart. My master's was in international relations, and this is geared towards the student. Are you thinking about pursuing a career, getting a bachelor's in international relations, or getting your master's? And just, I'm really, because of this experience. Thank you.
Thanks to your experience, like I thought about being an English teacher, but now now I'm interested in maybe being a teacher outside the country, maybe another country. Maybe Vietnam, too. Yeah.
So, but I have a question, because I think travel fundamentally transforms us and opens up our horizons to other culture. I'm just curious, do they do a paper on that experience as well? I'm curious as an academic to do.
So tonight, the last day of the 6-week session is a research paper on a contemporary issue. When they got back, they had to write a reflection basically for every day in country. And so they did have time to put their experiences and their perspectives into writing, which was a graded component of the course.
And also, just another question, this is my background, careers in your class of, I believe, in global studies, do you discuss careers with the United Nations, internships with the United Nations? The Department of State is always looking for interns. The World Bank, are there resources that students could go to when you, in your global studies classes? Thank you.
Yes, in both the global studies classes and the political science courses that I teach, and the other political science faculty teach as well, we have a comprehensive list of, hey, if you're thinking about transferring, whether it's with a bachelor's and then going on to get a master's, here's what you could do with every, at every level. So if you have a bachelor's, here's what you can do. Here are some opportunities, master's, doctorate, so on and so forth. I know that most faculty, myself included, reiterate with the students as a whole, right? If you're thinking about careers, here are some options. And we all serve as advisors for students who are thinking about possible careers. And we do, a lot of the students come to me or come to the poli-sci classes thinking, I want to do something UN related,
Yes.
State Department. So those actually are two common things that they come to us with that. A lot of them do.
Please reach out to me if there are careers with the United Nations or anything with it. We really want to see a lot of our CODs. The Department of State and the U.S. government needs a lot of, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just curious. Is there a trip planned with the Global Studies class for next spring as well? Or not as of now?
Well, for global studies, nothing in the works. We do have a new faculty coming on board to teach both political science and global studies, and I look forward to working with her to put something together maybe in the next few semesters.
And I can tell you that, as Dr. Butler mentioned, when a faculty member does programs like this, it generates a lot of interest from other faculty members, and I have been approached by other faculty members who would really like to do something similar in different countries. So I'm optimistic that we will have similar programs in the near future. When do you finish?
Huh?
When will you finish with us?
Oh, next, in 1 year.
Hope-
Spring 2020.
Maybe by then, we'll see.
Anyone else?
Cody,
Yes.
do we have students from China?
We do. A much smaller percentage of our international student population is from China than most other community colleges.
Okay, I was wondering, because you know what's happening.
Yes, and we were looking at the data for the students who've applied for fall, and we're actually optimistic. Our fall numbers are looking better than we projected, and actually better than they were this time last year.
For China?
But not for China.
Yeah.
That's one of the countries, one of the areas where we've actually seen a significant decline.
I know for some universities and colleges, what they're experiencing is the applications are being withdrawn.
I think even within the last few months, things have changed so rapidly, and I'm hearing a lot of that too.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is, as I mentioned, China's one of those countries that's now becoming a global player in higher education, and so a lot of students are choosing China over the U.S. now.
Yeah, as Dr. Levitt probably shared with you, China is even purchasing some U.S. colleges.
Yes.
Some of the struggling private
Yeah.
college
Right.
for,
Yeah.
yes, they are.
Yeah.
And actually, they just announced a new push for vocational education in China. So I'm somewhat optimistic about that there's potential partnerships there, because they see the value of the type of programming, CTE type programming that we have here.
But doing it there, not here.
Doing it there, and perhaps the type of short-term programs that we do with Japan, hosting them for 2 or 3 weeks instead of for degrees, might be a feasible next step with potential partners there.
Yeah, it's going to be changing.
It is.
Madam Chair, I have another question, just because this is the issue of funding for our students. I see that as one of the obstacles to fund this program. Could you, a lot of our students are working 2 jobs and have to do this type of program. What do you see, what could we do at the college to help promote a student that wants, other than just kind of want to have some ideas on that, what we could do some scholarships, what do you suggest?
I mean, a special thanks to Dr. Levitt, that definitely helped for sure. So scholarships, part of my skepticism, like I had said earlier on, was that it was such a short period of time to get everything in order. And to find. I think we needed a minimum of 10 students was kind of our lowest that we could go without having to dramatically change the price. And I thought that would be a stretch, mostly because I know a lot of students are indeed working. So I think probably primarily scholarships, support from the foundation, whatever we can do to offset just a few $100s per student, I think would really help and would drum up more interest and more participants.
Thank you.
I want to thank you. I had the opportunity to go to Japan right after high school, and it was an experience that I will never, ever forget. It was an exchange through 4-H. And this type of program enlightens students. It opens their eyes. It makes them realize that the world is not as small as they thought it was. And it really takes them out into the field, and they understand people better, I think. So I really want to thank you, and I hope that you learned so much from your experience and will communicate that to other individuals, and that we'll be able to continue on with this program because it's tremendous. And Cody, I wish you all the best with our international students and getting those numbers back up. And I know that it's difficult this time, and this is a very challenging time, but if we can make it now, we can make it later too, when things do improve in our country, so, and the world. So thank you all very, very much.
Thank you for your
Thank
support.
you.
Thank you.
And at this time, we're going to take a recess to our closed session. And we're going to hopefully reconvene at 1:30. There we go. Got it all in. The Board of Trustees, the closed session, in closed session, a motion was made by Trustee Sanchez-Fulton, seconded by Trustee Perez, to authorize the Superintendent President to enter into a purchase and sales agreement for parcel number 611-221-1 in Indio, California. The motion carried 5 members voting in favor and 0 members voting no. The motion carried 5-0. Also in closed session, a motion was made by Trustee Jandt and seconded by Trustee Wilson to authorize the Superintendent President to enter into a purchase and sales agreement for parcel numbers 687-510-53, 687-510-55 in Cathedral City, California. The motion carried with 5 members voting in favor and 0 members voting no. The motion carried 5-0. I guess we did something in closed session, huh? Okay, and that brings us to consent agenda. All items on the consent agenda will be considered for approval by a single vote without discussion. Any board member may request that an item be pulled from the consent agenda to be discussed and considered separately in the action agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
Madam Chair?
Yes.
May I postpone one item until next month?
Yes.
Item 22, well,
This is consent agenda?
oh, I'm wrong.
You're wrong
I'm
place.
sorry.
Oh, okay. Okay. I need a motion, and then we can pull an item if
Okay.
we need to pull an item. So can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So move.
And a second. And is there anything anyone would like to have pulled?
Yes, Madam Chair, I'd like to pull item 15.01.
Okay, 15.01.
Madam Chair, I'd like to pull 1401, purchase orders and contracts.
And 15.01.
14.
Yeah, but 15 was first one and then 14.
15.01 was the College of the Desert catalog.
Okay, okay, thank you. So we have pulled 2 items, 14.01 and 15.01, and I did it in numerical order because that's the order we will have to take those. Is there anyone else that would like to pull anything from the consent agenda? Seeing no other pulls, if there's no further discussion, Student Trustee Keanna Garcia.
Aye.
And all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. This motion is carried unanimously. Or the consent agenda items, excuse me, have carried unanimously. Action agenda. Now we move into those items that were pulled from the consent agenda. So we have 14.01. And could I have a motion for consent agenda item 14.01, the purchase orders and contracts for supplies?
So moved.
Services and construction. It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
And I believe Trustee Sanchez-Fulton, you wanted this one pulled. Would you like to speak to it, please?
Yes, thank you. Purchase order P00588-502, Palm Springs Unified, use of facilities at the Palm Springs Unified School District for instructional training. I just want a little more information on that, and I see the price being $125,000. I thought we would have an agreement, or I just wanted a little further information on that. Thank you.
So we currently have a lease agreement with Palm
Okay.
Springs Unified School District for our temporary Palm Springs campus. And that's what this is for.
Perfect. Just the price tag, they're charging us for this. Okay, perfect. Okay, I just kind of want to.
Okay, did that answer your question?
Yes, it did.
Anybody else have any questions on this one or anything they'd like to discuss? Seeing no further discussion, student trustee, could I have your advisory vote on consent agenda item 14.01, the purchase orders?
Aye.
Thank you. And all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Okay, then the motion carried unanimously. Next item that was pulled was consent agenda item 15.1. This is the 2019-2020 College of the Desert Catalog, Addendum 1. And do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
And I believe Trustee Wilson, you pulled this item. Would you like to speak to it?
Yes, Madam Chair. I would like to join our board chair, Stefan, and thank everyone for all the hard work in putting this catalog together. Good job and well done. If you'd pass that on.
Well, thank you.
President Kinnamon.
Thank you. Anyone else have anything they'd like to say? This is an addendum only, but again, it's a quick review that they had to do and add to that. So we want to thank them for all that work. Thank you so much, Trustee Wilson. Student trustee Kianna Garcia, your advisory vote?
Aye.
All in favor of approving this item signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carried unanimously. That brings us to action items. 17.01, Board Policy 3519, Elder and Dependent Adult Abuse Reporting. This is a second reading. Do I have a motion to approve Board Policy 3519, Elder and Dependent Adult Abuse Reporting for a second reading as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? I just want to say this is as an important a topic as is child abuse and many of the other things that we are held mandated to report on. So I'm very appreciative that we've reviewed this policy in a timely manner. Student trustee Kianna Garcia, your advisory vote?
Aye.
Thank you. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. This motion is carried unanimously. 17.02, Board Policy 3725, Information and Communications, Technology, Accessibility, and Acceptable Use. This also is a second reading. Do I have a motion to approve Board Policy 3725, Information and Communication, Technology, Accessibility, and Acceptable Use for a second reading as presented?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve this. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, student trustee Kianna Garcia, your advisory vote.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? This motion has carried unanimously. Thank you all. Action agenda there is nothing under human resources, so that makes us go into action agenda 19, administrative services. 19.01, this is resolution number 07-1819-4, budget revisions, adjustments, and transfers. Do I have a motion to approve resolution number 07-1819-4, budget revisions, adjustments, and transfers as presented?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
And discussion, do we have a report on this?
I think that it would be good for Vice President Ramont to remind everybody what this is. We bring it annually, and if you would share.
Thank you, Dr. Denman. Yeah, this is is an item that we bring forward every year, and what it does is it allows us, particularly with our categoricals and grants, that if we're awarded something, we can bring it in and get the programs access to the money before having to wait for board approval. So we bring it back with a monthly report that shows the increases in the programs that are coming in throughout the year.
Has everybody had a chance to find it?
Yes.
And everybody knows what we're doing with this, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, seeing no further discussion, this is a roll call vote because it is a resolution.
All right.
President Kinnamon?
Yes, Madam Chair. Student Trustee Garcia.
Aye.
Trustee Perez.
Aye.
Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Sanchez-Fulton.
Aye.
Trustee Jandt.
Aye.
Trustee Stefan.
Aye.
Motion carried unanimously.
Thank you very much. That means that we are up to 19.002. This is Resolution 07-1819-5, authorized signatures. Do I have a motion to approve Resolution number 07-1819-5, authorized signatures as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Everybody knows what this page
Yes.
looks like? Very good. We do this 20 times a year, I think. Not quite, we don't have that many meetings. Okay, I'm so sorry. Moving on, roll call vote again, because this is another resolution. President Kinnamon?
Thank you. Student Trustee Garcia.
Aye.
Trustee Perez.
Aye.
Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Sanchez-Fulton.
Aye.
Trustee Jandt.
Aye.
Trustee Stefan.
Aye.
Motion carried unanimously.
Thank you. Now we're up to 19.3, resolution number 07-1819-6, board compensation. Do I have a motion to approve resolution 07-1819-6, board compensation as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? This again is a roll call vote. Dr. Kinnamon, would you conduct that vote, please?
Yes, Student Trustee Garcia.
Aye.
Trustee Perez. Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Sanchez-Fulton.
Aye.
Trustee Jandt.
Aye.
Trustee Stefan.
Aye.
Motion carried unanimously.
Thank you. Let's see, where am I? Okay, now we're to 19.04, approval of amendments to the College of the Desert Alumni Association Incorporated bylaws. Do I have a motion to approve the amendments to the College of the Desert?
Madam
yeah.
Chair.
May I don't know if it's appropriate time, but Madam Chair, if we could postpone this until the August board meeting, if there's no objections of the board, we would like to
Is
do
there any
that.
objection?
No.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Is that done correctly? Okay. He did it. Not me. Okay.
Then yes.
He did it. He did it. Not me, not me. Okay.
Thank you.
That means we are now up to action item 20. Just wanted to make sure we got it done right. Okay, this is instruction, so we have 20.01, resolution number 07-1819-2, authorized designated personnel to sign California Department of Education Agreement number CSPP 9373 for fiscal year 2019-2020. Do I have a motion to approve resolution number 07-1819-2 to authorize designated personnel to sign California Department of Education Agreement number CSPP 9373 for fiscal year 2019-2020 as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Everybody's still trying to figure out what I said to begin with.
No, we got it. We got it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion?
I would just like to point out that even though you approved and authorized us to be signatories, some departments require us to have a formal approval of their document, and that's why it's before you.
And this is one of those special ones, is that right? Okay, they just want to make sure we do everything right, dot all our i's, and everything, cross our t's. So, is there any further discussion on this? Why we're doing it another time? Okay, this calls for a roll call vote. Dr. Kinnamon, will you conduct that roll call, please?
Yes, Student Trustee Garcia.
Aye.
Trustee Perez.
Aye.
Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Sanchez-Fulton.
Aye.
Trustee Jandt.
Aye.
Trustee Stefan.
Aye.
Motion carried unanimously.
Thank you. And I believe this one's going to be a similar one, if I'm not mistaken. So it's resolution number 07-1819-3, authorize designated personnel to sign California Department of Education Agreement number CCTR 9170 for fiscal year 2019-2020. Do I have a motion to approve resolution number 07-1819-3, authorize designated personnel to sign California Department of Education Agreement number CCTR 9170 for the fiscal year 2019-2020 as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further, any discussion? Do you want to say what this one is for? It does say on it somewhere, I think. What does the TR mean?
I'm not sure which vice president to ask.
CCTR.
Vice President
So
Vermont.
both of these contracts, the one before it and the second one, we get 2 contracts from the state for our Child Development Center for the preschool. And one of them is a federal dollar one, I believe, and the other is a state dollar. So, and don't ask me which is which. but-
Okay. They're slightly different. I know the initials were slightly different. Okay, without any further discussion, roll call vote. Dr. Kinnamon?
Student Trustee Garcia.
Aye.
Trustee Perez. Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Sanchez-Fulton.
Aye.
Trustee Jandt.
Aye.
Trustee Stefan.
Aye.
Motion carried unanimously.
Thank you. Now we're up to student services. 21.01, resolution number 07-1819-1, authorize designated personnel to sign California Department of Rehabilitation Agreement. Do I have a motion to approve resolution number 07-1819-1 to authorize designated personnel to sign California Department of Rehabilitation Agreement as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. We got 2 seconds. That was good. Any discussion on this one?
Same.
It's the same thing. It's just it told us what it was. Okay, roll call vote. Dr. Kinnamon?
Student Trustee Garcia.
Aye.
Trustee Perez. Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Trustee Sanchez-Fulton.
Aye.
Trustee Jandt.
Aye.
Trustee Stefan.
Aye.
Motion carried unanimously.
Okay, we've already done our study session, and we don't have to go back to closed session because we took forever in there before. So that brings us to future agenda items. Student trustee, is there anything you would like to see on a future agenda items?
Yeah, I'm not sure if we have this information already, but I would like to know if we can find out how many homeless students that attend the Palm Desert campus specifically. Also, I know that we have 2018 student resource pamphlets. I want to know, I don't think the 2019 pamphlets are out yet. So if we have any information on when they will be available, I would like to know that as well.
Okay. Would you like to possibly have a what we can do for homeless students presentation? Maybe we might be able to arrange something with someone that was appointed by the governor recently.
Yeah, that would be
Congratulations
great.
to your father.
Right. Yeah. That's your dad. Yeah.
Oh, who?
Yeah.
Would like to hear.
Especially with those, that's why I want to ask when the 2019 resource
Yeah.
pamphlets will be out.
Thank you. I've got that down. Trustee Perez, would you like to say something for the future meeting?
I'll make sure that the supervisor comes and gives us that presentation.
That sounds great. You'll arrange that with Julia.
You'll make sure?
That'd be great. Is there anything you would like to see on the agenda besides that?
Not at the moment, but if I do think of something, I'll be sure to email Julia.
Okay, thank you. And Trustee Wilson?
None at this time, Madam Chair.
Trustee Sanchez-Fulton?
Just would like, when I attended my first meeting for representing you at the State Trust Community College, I had a question that I wanted to bring back to our district, which was online courses. I'd like a future item agenda on how many hybrid courses do we have, how many online courses we have, and because we're going to be introducing the 115th community college in the state of California, which the name of it is CalBrite Community College, I just kind of want to know what we in our district are doing for that online and hybrid. I just kind of want to hear some numbers because I just wanted to bring that.
It'd be
Thank you. A
interesting to
presentation
have a
on our
presentation.
online, what we're doing, how many are online, how many are hybrid? And because the districts that we represent, some of them don't have online services free, how are we addressing that? Thank you. And as always, the homeless, we're going to have Supervisor Perez on that. That's great.
We're going to try to get that. And Trustee Jandt?
Actually, just a comment to continue the earlier discussion on what other trustees boards are doing. I noticed that at San Bernardino Valley College at this point, when trustees ask questions like that, there is a short written report at the next meeting.
Yes.
So that might.
Excellent.
An
And it's
answer
not
to your, to like her question.
Exactly, and it's not a big deal.
It's not a
just,
big deal.
Here's the question, and maybe 3 lines that answer it, but it's printed, distributed.
And our student trustee had a similar type of thing that we might be able to get an answer to.
So my
Short question, short
suggestion to
answer.
that.
Right, in lieu of like a
Yes.
presentation
That-
to.
Yes.
And then other things would be presentations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
makes sense.
Don't look at me confused now. Okay, and there's nothing that I wanted to add, but I did want to give Fred something for tomorrow to open up.
Oh, wow.
Happy birthday.
Whoa. From
Well, it was
the-
your birthday too this month. and
Well,
your
that's
birthday.
the
my
end of the
birthday.
month, and we won't talk about that. I can't get any younger, right?
Well, this is dangerous because it's
Isn't that nice?
a very somber color.
Oh, but it's fuzzy.
Oh, it's fuzzy, all right.
Yeah, see, it's
So
fuzzy.
thank you very much.
That makes it formal. Okay, so if there is no other business to come before the body, this meeting is adjourned.
I'm sorry, something that's very pertinent that we all went through an earthquake just recently. I would love to get a little blurb on earthquake preparedness here on our campus for our faculty, for our staff, and our students. So something about the presentation. I would love to have a full presentation on earthquake, what
Safety.
Safety. And
We'll
thank
call
you.
it safety because there's other
Safety.
forms too as well.
Okay.
Okay, seeing
Thank you
nothing
so much.
else, we adjourn at 2:45.